Tale as old as time. Boy downloads dating app. Girl matches with him. Boy and girl engage in casual sex. Girl dies. Boy investigates her death for his podcast. Don't you two remember reading stuff like that back in school between sessions of Shakespeare and Beowulf?
No,
The,
Nope.
the fuck was that, guys? Like,
I thought you was reading it. You was reading
Yeah, I
it.
thought it
that's
was
a
like
goddamn
a.
question mark on the outline.
I thought it was what's it called?
Rhetorical.
Yeah, rhetorical.
You know what? We're trying to be cute, with these openings, and you guys just fucked it up. Anyway, I'm Chad, and I intentionally waited till you drink that water too, because we're doing
Fuck you.
video now. Fuck you. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm Matt.
You're listening to the 71st episode of our podcast. We used to talk about this at work. All right, so we are back, and I'd like to say welcome for the eighth time, Rachel. How are you doing, miss?
Thank you. Glad to be back on here. Glad to be doing things again. I was quarantined with COVID for a while there and finally got back out in the world today, so it felt good to be out and about.
So you got the COVID. You're
I
a
did.
marked one. Do you want to speculate when you got COVID, Rachel?
I mean, I'm guessing a couple days before I started, you know, like experiencing symptoms. So either in Chicago or maybe at work. Not really sure. So,
Chad, wasn't you out in Chicago too? In those parts? Same
Yeah,
part she was at?
I mean, we literally the last episode I said I was with her.
yeah.
Can
No, that's what
can
I'm saying.
can
It,
can
it
you
was
listen?
it,
Can you listen to our own show, Matt?
no, it was a joke because maybe you have. Do you have any symptoms too, Chad?
No, like I took two COVID tests and I was good to go. And I was, trapped in a car with this woman, and I apparently had to make her talk to me instead of do needle point and shit. So I don't know how Rachel got COVID, but I didn't.
Yep, I don't know either, but I'm glad you didn't get it.
I too am glad I didn't get it. And that is the end of that sentence for me. Nothing sympathetic about your situation.
Oh, no.
Yes, all
Oh.
indeed. But what you do to keep yourself occupied while you're in quarantine?
Yeah, so I watched a lot of stuff. Watched some movies, watched some TV shows. I started Abbott Elementary, Matt. That's pretty good. Um,
Good job. Good job.
yes.
See,
Um,
if I would have got COVID, then I could have started it.
Now
Well,
I
I,
wish you
I
would have got
started
COVID,
it,
so
but
so so
finish
you
it.
could have watched it.
Well, I started it. I just need to finish it.
Well, cassette. Next month, season 2 comes out.
Yes, I did see a thing about that online.
oh wow. So I gotta finish season 1 real quick then.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be week to week, so you'll have plenty of time.
That's true. So yeah, I started that. I watched some good stuff and some not as good stuff. I watched The Eternals,
Is that
which
is that is that part of the good stuff or not so good stuff?
that's part of the not so good stuff. I
Okay,
wish
I
I could have
concur.
said I wish I could have said it was part of the good stuff, but it was not. So yeah, and I did some coloring, did some needlepoint, did some reading when I felt up to it. So
You read anything good?
yeah. Um, it's like not fun books. It's like books for like therapy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So serious topics,
I
stuff that's
understand.
hard to get through.
I
So
understand. That's what I want to read when I'm like stuck, basically stuck inside my home and stuck inside my brain.
right. Yeah, not totally the best reads for that situation, but I got through some of it. So.
Before we switch topics, what is your preference, physical books or digital?
Physical.
And you're a physical person too, right, Matt?
Yes.
Okay.
Because even like all the books that I've done audio books for, I still have that. I also got the physical copy of.
Hmm. Wow. That's quite expensive, double dipping.
I don't know. There's something about just like having the physical um copy of a book just makes it like reading it, just flipping through the pages and also having the mindset that I actually have this book. Well, well, in these days, they're banning stuff or whatever. But now I actually have a physical copy of something, no matter what.
A lot of times they ban that stuff for a reason.
Was that Fahrenheit one
Oh, 451. That's
four
always
51? Yeah,
banned,
yeah,
which is ironic because it's about censorship, but
right,
Yeah. Yeah. We can't have the children reading about dystopias. What's wrong with y'all?
right.
But yeah. So Matt, what have you been watching?
I stumbled across. When I say stumbled across, Netflix knows me, and they was like, Matthew, I think you might be interested in this. And me and Netflix have a great relationship. So I was like, ooh, I'm about to check this out. It's a show called Mo on Netflix. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
I've not.
Mo.
Mo, M-O. So basically it's about this what's the word I'm looking for? Undocumented person and living in Houston, right?
Okay.
Um and I really enjoyed it because it's a mixture of like, so his family escaped. He's Pakistani, and his family escaped. Was it Israel when he was like real young?
You mean Pakistan?
Or
No,
Afghanistan.
no,
If
neither
he's
one.
Or not
Pakistani,
Afghanistan. Pakistan.
why wouldn't he be leaving Pakistan?
Because they was living in. Okay, so he left. He's Pakistani, and he moved from, I guess, Pakistan to Israel, and then I guess there was a war in Israel, and that's where he left from Israel to United States when he
Okay.
was like 5 or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, but basically he's been living in Houston his whole life. So um, it's funny because he speaks Arabic, English, and Spanish, and he dates a Mexican woman. But his family wants him to date
Yeah.
their culture. But yeah, but um, I just like it. Just seems very authentic to everything about like Houston. I know nothing of Arabic culture, but it seems to be very authentic in that. Also with his Mexican girlfriend, how like just like sometimes in Japanese, like in Spanish, you speak Spanish, but then there's certain words that they'll say in English, just like in Japan. Like it just seems very authentic. Now I could be completely wrong. I might be ignorant of this, but from all the different cultures that they represent in this, it's seems very authentic. But it's a comedy though, or it's a comedy because the guy himself he's a comedian and now he's on the show. But so there's comedic tones to it. But it's basically how he has to work these jobs because he's searching for asylum,
Okay. Yes.
those type of paperworks, and that's where like the major plot of the story is him trying to get asylum for his family and everything else like that. So he has to work and things, do jobs underneath the table and stuff. It's a good show. It's only like 8 episodes. It's not very long, so if you got time, um, please check out Mo. It's very good. I recommend it.
Do you feel like this would have been better as a movie?
Nah, I think it's perfect for a TV show
Why?
because I think if it was a movie, some things would have been cut out.
Right. So it
But
would have been
nah,
a tighter comedy.
nah, because it's not made to be a comedy. It's just he's funny,
Okay.
if that makes sense. So I guess you consider it a drama, but it's a mixture of both. But I like it better as a TV show.
Because like as you were as you were describing it, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, this seems like kind of cool. But then it was like, this is a TV show. And I'm like, I don't want to give this 4 hours of my time, but I would give this 90 minutes.
I was just thinking about it. One of the part-time jobs is he works at a strip club uh, as a DJ. So yeah, it's just fun, like small little funny things in there, but it's not really a comedy. But no, it's good though,
Okay.
real
I
good.
mean, I don't argue with you. Just that's my
And,
hesitation.
and the other thing I watched last night was I watched Super Pets. Have you seen it?
Oh no, I heard it was so good, and that the marketing failed it because all they did was say Kevin Hart and The Rock are in this, but they didn't really get into like what the movie's about.
Yes. Um, it's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not nothing special. Yeah, it was just okay. You know, Rock Kevin Hart. It's basically I'll give you the plot without giving spoilers.
Wait, well, is it worth watching? Like, should you just spoil this shit and we just call it a day?
It's okay. I mean, it's a kids movie type of thing. I mean, they do some adult jokes in there where they might not get, but it was okay. Like my son liked it. I would never watch this again, but fuck it, I'll just spoil it. You don't need to watch this shit. Uh, basically, it comes down to is that Superman and Crypto the dog are best friends. He starts getting with Lois Lane. Then Crypto feels jealous. Um, Lex Luthor gets orange kryptonite because he believes orange kryptonite is what's going to give him powers. But then inside this shelter for pets, there's a dog who's played by Kevin Hart, a pig, a squirrel, a turtle.
Whoa! Roll back. The Kevin Hart isn't playing Ace the Bat Hound.
Yeah, yes. That's what. Yeah.
No,
That's what that Kevin Hart is playing.
so Ace is Batman's dog
Okay, yes, that's
in
the
the
one that
comic
Kevin
books.
Hart. Okay, so
So
that's the one that Kevin Hart voices.
but he's in a pound,
Yes.
but he's Batman's dog. Does
No.
Batman adopt him at the end?
Yes. So what happens is that the dog, the turtle, all of these animals are in like a shelter pound type of thing. There's a hamster in there that before the hamster got there, she was a test hamster. Sorry, excuse me, guinea pig. They make multiple references that she is not a hamster, she's a guinea pig. So Lex Luthor tested all this stuff on this guinea pig, but then Superman and Crypto comes in, rescue all these animals that they were getting tested on, but put the guinea pig in this pound type thing. So the guinea pig gets the orange kryptonite, but then the animals get the powers. So then that's how all of them get the powers, and Crypto loses his powers, and then he has to learn to work together with these other animals to save all the superheroes. And the Justice League come. You have all of them, and yeah, and then at the end, each of the Justice League members gets a pet.
That sounds fucking stupid. Um, I'd heard very positive things about the movie, but that description does not make me want to see it.
It's if you got kiddos and like that, but like it's no, because honestly, I've watched this movie 3 times.
What?
Wow.
How do you have the time to do that?
No, what I mean is I started watching it, didn't finish it.
Oh, I see.
I started watching it again, didn't finish it, and I was like, fuck it. I need to finish this fucking movie. So let me finish this fucking movie.
Okay. Um, does Matt's description make you want to see the movie, Rachel?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a as Rachel said earlier, a not so good movie.
When the fuck did she say? Oh, yes. Okay, she did say that. So I checked out Orphan First Kill. Are you guys familiar with the I believe it's 2008 movie Orphan?
I am familiar with it. Of the name of it, I have not seen it. Seen them.
Okay, so I'm going is a 2009, by the way. I'm gonna spoil this. So I apologize for spoiling a 13-year-old movie. It's a really good movie, honestly. But so the movie stars a young woman, a girl that's adopted by a couple, and you could tell like the little girl has like a little bit of a bloodlust, and she's basically trying to kill the mom because she's like attracted to the dad. And like this is a movie that is like the reason why it's loved so much is because of the twist ending is that the little girl she has like a gland disease disorder, and she looks like she's 10, 12, but she's actually like 30. So this is like
Mm.
an adult woman that pretends to be a kid to like infiltrate families and like steal and shit. So the first one's really
Wait,
good.
that's a wild
Yeah. It's a really good movie.
plot.
Even with me, like, so the thing is like somebody spoiled the movie for me like way back when, and that made me want to watch it. And it's still good knowing the twist.
Oh, that's rare.
This is a good movie. Now you have this prequel that was released like 2 weeks ago. And the thing is like the little girl comes back to play that same character. But remember, this is a prequel. So at this point, she's actually in her 20s versus she was like 10 or 12 something, 12 or whatever when the original came out. And
Hmm.
so they don't have that Marvel budget of like, you know how they can de-age people.
Hmm.
And they also basically they hired like a actual little girl to like do the scenes, and then they digitally put the original actor's head on the little girl's body, and there's times when that shit just don't look right. So you gotta mentally like just drop that. But this movie is really good, the prequel. And I find that the measure of a good prequel is that once that movie's over, you immediately want to watch the original, not as like a palate
Hmm.
cleanser, but like a I want to just, continue to connect the dots.
Yeah, connect the story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. And so the thing is like going in, this first off, this is not one of those prequels where you should watch that and then the original because her whole situation is like talked about like minutes into this prequel.
Hmm.
But there's a twist in this movie that made me wish that this wasn't a prequel because I was like, I want to see how you could further this idea. That I will not
Okay.
spoil, but this is a really good movie. Like, yeah, I think I gave it like 4 stars on Letterbox. It's quite good.
Okay.
That's on Paramount Plus. And then I checked out the first episode of House of the Dragon. Matt, did you watch that, or are you into Game of Thrones at all?
No. No and no.
So I know Rachel watched it.
I did.
I liked it. It gave me those early seasons of Game of Thrones vibes. Like I'm somebody that didn't finish the original series. Like I dropped out in season 4. Well, when they still had content from the books to pull from.
Okay.
But this was really solid. Cast is great. Like you can tell they've got a budget and they know how to use it. And like it leaves you wanting to know what the heck is happening, even though this show is a prequel also. Like it opens and it's like, hey, this is like 150 years before Game of Thrones. So don't think you're about to see some motherfuckers from that show, okay? But I feel like this is like a good like foundation. Like this stands on its own. But what do you think, Rachel?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, it made me want to watch more, and it reminded me enough of the original Game of Thrones, like the tone and everything, that I think if you're a fan watching because you watch Game of Thrones, you'll like it. And then if you're also just starting it to see what it's about, you'll still like it.
Yeah. And it's like very light nods to the original. Like, they can't have the actors, so like a family name will pop up.
Right.
Um, so
What's the name of the show again?
House of the Dragon.
Okay. So I only know this off social media. So they were talking about how black people were calling it House of Dragons.
Oh, I thought you was talking about when there's a
Oh,
scene.
that was I was gonna get to that next.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
yeah, they said that people were like this lady posted she's like, yeah, people saying I need to watch House of Dragons, and then so she looked it up. It was called House of the Dragons, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like how black people always like shortened it or put an S at the end of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like rallies.
It's not rallies. It's rally. I thought it was rallies.
No, you might be right. What am I thinking of?
I don't
Uh,
know. Sonics.
no, I'm not. Now I'm running through all franchises in my head.
Yeah, Wendy's has an S. McDonald's. Whoa, White Castles. Because it's White Castle,
It,
right?
is there an White Cat? See, all the S's sound like fire to me. That's like White Castles, Wendy's, McDonald's. All that has S's.
Yeah, this is White Castle, not White Castles.
Oh, see, okay, let's go with that one. And then the other meme I seen about they said that the realest thing is for I guess one of the characters didn't want to get a drink from somebody else, and it was like black person not wanting to get drunk in front of white people.
Right, right. I saw that meme first before I saw the episode because like it's very common in Game of Thrones for somebody to poison that drink. So I was like,
Mm,
oh, does he know? Does he know something? But
mm.
no, like he in that scene, he suggested that they do something, and they was like, no, we're not doing that. That's stupid. And so he was kind of mad, and so he's like, I don't know what the fuck's about to happen here. So I'm
Oh.
good. I need to stay sober. So I want to do a little bit of a follow-up from last week. So I watched all 5 short films shorts of I Am Groot with my daughter, and she loved it.
Mm.
It also helped that it was short, and like animation was I'm sure she really took to the animation because these youths don't care for that 2D animation.
No.
No, so she enjoyed all 5. And then
Did you like
also,
it?
yeah, I said I liked it last week, and I said
Oh, okay.
I would watch it in front of her to see if
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, she
And
liked
then
it.
also on the follow up, I watched Spin Me Round. Rachel watched it also. Funny enough, I will let you go first, Rachel, since I talked about House of the Dragon.
Okay. Well, I thought it was kind of a crazy ride, but also I wouldn't want to watch it again. I didn't think it was very good.
I like how you use like negative thing and negative thing. One usually when one does that, they try and balance it out. But all right.
Yeah, no balance this time.
Yeah, I didn't care for this movie either. Like, it felt like the editing was off. Like some like scenes were like went on too long. And it
Mhm.
reminded me of like you guys remember like when DVDs were like really, really hot, like the mid 2000s, where like a comedy would come out and you'd have the theatrical version, which was decent enough. And then they'd have like the uncut version where it's like we
Mhm.
added more jokes and stuff and scenes go on for a little bit too long. And it's just like it's whatever. There was no oversight here. That's what this felt like. That being said, the overall story wasn't good. um I don't know. It's like, in what world are you like, yes, I'm the CEO of this company and I'm just gonna bring these managers out to fuck them? Like, what are we doing here, my guy?
I agree. Just like I said, like I don't blame these on the actors and actresses. It's like the story. Like it could have had a like if it would have went with the whole murder kidnapping thing, okay, that's fine. But then like the story where it was like I nothing quote unquote illegal, but then it's kind of like what was the point of the story at all then?
Right. Like, it was trying to be
Yeah.
too many kinds of movies. Like at the end when they were like, okay, this is a slasher now. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what is happening here? Why is this happening here?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. And also, this is a public service announcement. I don't care who it is or who you are. If you are traveling to a foreign country, no matter what the circumstances are, do not ever give your passport to somebody.
That's the
Yeah.
first thing I thought about is when he was like, "Give me your passports," and I was like, "Never do that.
I thought he was
Never do
Me
I
that."
thought he was
too.
joking because he came in with joking around. Like I thought he was
Right.
joking, and then that girl made that joke about, oh, you're gonna kidnap us. But then they gave him those passports. I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
I
Right.
thought they were not gonna give it to him. Like, why did they even give it to him in the first place? That made me cringe so hard.
Yes, yes. So yeah, not a good movie. I was really excited for this movie because we are in love with Allison Brie and Aubrey Plaza, but this wasn't it.
Not at all.
So
And
She
I told
Hulk.
you, like, see how Aubrey Plaza's really not in it like that.
Yeah. And also, like, I didn't really understand, like, you can't just fire a character like Aubrey Plaza because, like, she knows too much dirt.
That's what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, when they fight her, I assume that later on she's going to show back up and
Yeah.
help out the stars. But no, she was just fired and gone. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
When I thought it was like a loose end that that one girl went missing, but then she was really just away doing something else for a day or two or whatever, and they weren't supposed
mhm,
to even leave the complex or whatever. So I was like,
mhm.
how did she get out? Nobody else got out unless they went with, the guy or with, Aubrey Plaza's character. So it was just weird to me.
Also, like, I feel like they wasted Debbie Ryan.
Yeah, she could have
Yeah.
been more in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. Um, She-Hulk episode 2. Did you get a chance to see it, Rachel?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Matt, what'd you think of it?
I enjoyed it. Um, I am liking it. Um, I am liking the third wall breaks. I like fourth wall breaks, third wall breaks.
Fourth.
Yes, fourth wall. I'm liking that. I really enjoy the part where she goes back to Bruce and was going to tell him that she's thinking about representing Abomination, and he was like, "That wasn't me. I was a completely different person there, literally, because Mark Ruffalo didn't play Bruce Banner in that. It was Edward Norton Jr. So I like that. Um, I'm liking this. I like this. I like to see where it goes. I'm used to being greedy, having my all my food in front of me. So once it's over with, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta wait for next week. I want all this food right now. But as a show, I'm liking this. The last Marvel was
Ooh.
what was the last Marvel show?
Moon Knight?
Miss Marvel?
Oh, Miss Marvel,
Okay,
yeah.
Miss Marvel. Then it was Moon Knight, right?
Yeah, that feels right.
Okay. But yeah, I'm really so far 2 episodes in, I'm loving this so much more than
Miss
Miss
Marvel.
Marvel. Another thing,
But also, I don't think that was really made for us. And I'm not saying men. I'm saying like adults.
okay, well, I mean, it could be, but one thing I do like is for this, it's like they're taking, I guess, I'm assuming like maybe this is like on the Marvel Reddit boards, and I'm just not there to see this, like stuff that like fans have been talking about, and now they're
Yeah.
addressing on the show. Like the first episode was as Captain America a virgin. That never once crossed my mind, but then it's like talking, and now
I've seen stuff talk about that.
and then this episode it was like her dad brought up like about does Hawkeye go back and get his arrows and stuff like that? He's like, it's a safety hazard. So I like little stuff like that though. So overall, right now, I'm really enjoying this.
Did you see have you seen any of the Easter egg conversation about this episode? Either of you?
No.
No.
So when she's on the computer looking for other jobs, like when you're searching on the internet, they have like those bullshit stories, those those clickbait stories on the side
Mm-hmm.
of websites. So there were two. It was one talking about there was a bar fight where this guy had these metal things come out of his hands. reference to
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Very.
And then there's another article titled "Why Is There a Man Coming Out of the Ocean?" Eternals.
Okay, I like that.
Rachel, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was solid. Like, I think the first two have been solid. I don't think it's really like hit its stride yet. So I'm waiting for that. Um, but I think it's still solid. I've been enjoying it.
I am 100% with you, Rachel. I was waiting to go last because I didn't want to, throw off the momentum if you liked it. But yeah, like I feel like episode 2 was a lot better than episode 1, but I still feel like we have a few hurdles to get over before like this show is like solid. Like I liked the lawyer stuff, like when she was talking to Abomination and he was like laying out his case, because that's another thing that we don't really, well, at least I never really thought about like how much of a villain is Abomination, like based off of that Hulk movie where he came over here and they gave him the super soldier serum. They didn't give it, like, it's not like they forced it on him. He agreed to do it, but the whole point of it was to keep up with Hulk because they were trying to arrest him. Things got really out of hand in New York, and some stuff got destroyed. But like at the end of the day, the Hulk is touted as a hero when he was destroying shit just like Abomination. And Abomination had been in jail for what, 10 plus years?
I
So
really like that part of it too, to where you get the other side of it, especially that situation where he was used as he was protecting US assets and stuff like that, to where all of a sudden they just dumped him in there. So I
yeah.
did really like that part.
So like I feel like that can be a good show. Like we really do need more superhero content that isn't just like, all right, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna hit some stuff and call it a day. Like I like the idea of this is a superhero law show where like I was, as I was watching this episode, I was thinking about the Lincoln Lawyer, how there was like an overall law case, but then you had these smaller cases each week. And I hope that the end goal is for that to be She-Hulk, where
And
hmm?
oh no, I thought about, off those lines, I thought about the Incredibles.
Oh
You
yeah.
know how like they were suing the superheroes, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe a thing to where a civilian or somebody is suing.
Doctor
I was about to say
Strange.
Hawkeye. I was gonna say Hawkeye, but he don't really have the powers. But yeah, like Doctor Strange for something he did. So she's in there arguing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be very good or
Or like
interesting. I
what
mean,
would be even funnier is like they aren't suing Doctor Strange, they're suing his cape because like somebody
yeah,
fell off a building and the cape like gave them whiplash or something.
right.
But yeah, like I just see like there's a storyline in the comics that I read a couple months ago. Where the character, I believe his name is Star Fox or Eros, one of them. The guy that what's that boy? What's that singer guy? That British guy. He was the mid
Harry,
credit.
Harry Styles.
Yes, mid credit scene of Eternals in the comic book. So he has a power of like kind of like suggestion. Like he can, like that girl from Umbrella
Umbrella
Academy.
Academy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like that. And so he was being sued because this woman said that she had an affair with him, but not of her own accord. And so the suit was he used his powers on her to have sex with her. And
Mm.
so throughout, it was like maybe 3 or 4 issues. And as it went along, She-Hulk, like in the past, She-Hulk is somebody that likes to fuck. So like she's had like relationships with like a lot of characters, and she had a relationship with that character. And near the end of that arc, she slowly put it together that he used his powers on her also. And so like it ended, that ended with like a fight because like she whipped his fucking ass when she realized like she was being used.
Nice.
But like I would hope like something like that where you have like an overall like something they're working on like a really big case about like something maybe not as serious as that, but like a big case. And you can bring in like D tier characters. Obviously, Harry Styles not going to do a TV show, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the other thing besides like the Reddit stuff about when she was saying, do the Avengers does Avengers get paid? Do they get health care? Like
Right.
all this other stuff like
And we
that.
know the
I was
answer
like,
to that.
no.
It is a volunteer service.
It's right. So I like little stuff like that in the show.
Right. All right. So I want to revisit Warner Land like last week because a couple things popped up. So Aquaman 2 is being moved from March 17th, 2023 to December 25th, 2023 because Shazam 2 is being moved from December 21st, 2022 to March 17th, 2023, partially so that it doesn't have to go up against Avatar 2, which, is going to destroy the box office.
Right.
And then it says, as part of the calendar shuffle, an untitled Warner Brothers event movie has landed on February 10th, 2023. Evil Dead Rise has been moved from an HBO Max release to a theatrical one that's coming out April 4th. The Conjuring spinoff The Nun is coming out September 8th. And Salem's Lot, which was supposed to come out April 21st, 2023, is being moved to an unannounced date. And this will be interesting to you, Matt. LeBron James's produced remake of House Party is coming out December 9th, but it will be a theatrical release instead of HBO Max.
Oh, damn it.
So, but there is some stuff coming out to HBO Max. We're getting a legacy sequel of A Christmas Story. So, the sequel is called A Christmas Story Christmas, which is coming out November 17th of this year. The original movie, A Christmas Story, came out 39 years ago, and they're bringing back original cast members.
I am not here for this. Sometimes you just gotta leave things alone. Never
mean,
once in my mind I was like, you know what they should do? They need to do some more stuff with that Christmas Story.
Hey man,
No.
legacy sequels is where it's at these days, right?
It wasn't even a hit when it came out.
But it wasn't, but it's a hit now.
Hit now, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who watches it every Christmas. I'm not sure about this.
You're about to watch this new one too. Good old adult Ralphie having the same misadventures as his parents. Yes.
And I was about to be like, you can edit this. I was like, are they still alive?
I don't know.
Like the actor and actresses.
I have no idea. I've seen A Christmas Story one time and I did not care for it.
Oh.
I looked at the IMDb and I looked at the person playing Ralphie and I clicked on his name and it said he played him in the original one. So I was like, oh, okay.
All right. Now, well, I'm happy for that actor. Get this money, but I'm not sure about this. What this gonna be.
All right, last part, and this is more for me and Rachel. The romantic drama Holiday Harmony and A Christmas Mystery will be released November 24th. And the industry-inspired romantic comedy A Holiday Christmas will be released December 1st. So we got some shitty holiday movies to watch, Rachel.
Yes.
Yeah. Let you take some time off in December. Get Rachel and Fran on, and we're going to have a good little episode there.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
This week, we review Vengeance.
I have a story.
Okay.
I'm in West Texas, where this family just lost their daughter to an opiate overdose.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's not someone I was close to.
But you flew to Texas for it?
Yes. It was a girl I hooked up with a few times. Her family thought that we were more serious than I did.
I've heard so much about you.
I've heard Yeah.
Evelyn just didn't die, she was murdered.
What?
And the two of us are going to avenge her death.
So, as like a personal boundary, I don't avenge deaths.
But here's what I can do. I'm gonna record everything that you think happened to Abilene. And we'll put it on a podcast, and we'll see where it leads.
What evidence does he have that it was a murder?
Nothing. And that's the story.
A writer from New York City attempts to solve the murder of a girl he hooked up with and travels down south to investigate the circumstances of her death and discover what happened. So, Rachel is an 8-timer, so you don't get the courtesy of going first. And I am leading the charge here, so Matt's not going to get the opportunity to go first. I'm going to slap this down like real hard. I should have saved this for the last person, just like the other one, but I fucking love this movie, and as of right now, this is on my list for top 5 of best of the year for me.
Nice.
That was unexpected.
Seriously?
I mean, I knew you would like it. I mean, but I didn't think you said it's one of the best. Okay, elaborate.
So I really like the commentary about online dating culture of now. A lot of people are just selfish, and they're just out here just trying to fuck with no consequences, right? Like how people will like casually date like, 5 and 6 different people, and it's just like, what are you really doing? Like, you're not really giving yourself to anybody. So I really like that aspect of it. And then the whole, there are 2 Americas at this point. Like, we are truly a divided nation. And just like the 2 sides, like, they just don't want to hear what the other has to say. And that has caused a lot of issues as of late. I'm not saying these issues weren't there like 30 years ago, but it's just so much worse now, right? Like, everybody wants to be in their own little pocket and, just feed off the teat of their own information. I really like what it was saying about these podcasts. He doesn't even care about these people, and he's just recording it because he wants to make himself something more than he is, and he feels like the best way to do that is with a podcast. I really liked how I'm about to spoil this movie. When BJ Novak confronts the killer, and he records him on, confessing, and I thought that the killer was going to try and kill him, but he was like, okay, like, all right, fine, post that on your podcast. I'll be the villain for now, but everybody's got their own take. Wants to have their own input on shit, right? It's like, how many times have we talked about on this show where you can have irrefutable proof of something, but there will always be those that will argue it down. And so there's so much. He is on tape confessing to murdering, to being the cause of this woman's death. And yet there will still be people that will defend him. Like, all those elements. I love this movie.
I really liked at the beginning when he talks to Issa Rae, and he said that basically how everybody is on their own time and space, and we're never connected. And he brought up about texting and how I can text you right now, but then you're going to text me in your time, and how people are separate like that and it's based off time.
Mhm.
I really like that. And then also what you're saying about the podcast and everything about, feeling validation and wanting more from this, even though, like, particularly him, where he didn't care about those people. He was just there to make himself better or bigger. The ending of it was unexpected. The
Yes,
ending
it
was
was.
unexpected. Yes, but leading up to it, as far as the storyline and him getting more information and stuff, there was different elements that I like her family, her sisters, and her brother. I like the silly stuff what they were doing, where he's like, "You want some coffee? How do you take it?" In my mouth. And then like her grandmother, granny, and the guns and stuff. Now, I've only been to Texas once, but I can only assume that that's what Texas people are like.
So, what part of Texas did you go to?
Beaumont,
Where's that? Like, what's the next closest biggest city?
Houston, because we drove from he lives Caesar lives in Beaumont, and then like one weekend we drove up to Houston too. So I guess close to Houston.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's an hour and 17 drive. Yeah, I hear Houston is really big. Sorry, Texas is really big.
Yeah. But so like overall, I enjoyed it. Even though she wasn't in it a lot. Just whenever I see Issa Rae, smile goes on my face. I love her so much.
I support everybody that's black.
Black, right.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I thought the premise was slightly different based on the trailer than when I started getting into the movie. Like, I thought he already had a podcast,
Oh,
or
yeah, same.
and then it turns out like in the movie during the process, like you learn that he's just trying to get to a podcast, like he
Mhm.
doesn't have one yet. So that kind of like surprised me, but I think it made it more to Chad's point about like and about just what he was saying in the movie that, everyone's trying to get their voice out and you know, put their voice on something and become someone, based on, you know, a podcast or whatever they want to put their voice on. So I thought it tracked better that way than like if he had already had a podcast and
Yeah.
found this
Yeah, like
family.
he had like a struggling podcast and he's like,
Right.
"Ooh, let me actually switch up to this true crime shit."
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's like, if you really like, yes, we have a movie podcast. We like movies. This is an oversaturated market. You know what's also an saturated market, but gets really fucking successful? True crime.
True crimes. Yep.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot was that we didn't talk about was why. I still think about why. Why did you go to this funeral?
He felt guilt.
Like,
he felt guilty
Yeah.
and on the spot.
but still, why would you go, like you didn't even know who this person was? Why would you go to this funeral?
I mean, it really didn't get into it, but it's like he knew who she was once he saw her picture. It's just, he out here juggling, all right.
Well, I feel like his family didn't really, or her family didn't really give him a choice.
Not really.
He was kind of like not taking no for an answer over the phone. So he was gonna have to give him something. Like he was gonna
Yeah.
have to do something.
But I'm sorry.
And
Finish your thought, Rachel.
Oh, what? I don't remember what.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, what were you saying, Matt?
I was gonna say also, like, there's times where I have conversations with people where like when he was speaking to a brother about that, and he was like, okay, so where you at? And he was like, Houston. Oh no, not there. And he kept like making him guess of what city it was us. He was like, well, just tell me where you're at. It's like I've had conversations where people would just, I'm like, fucking just tell me the answer. Why are you making me guess?
Right.
I felt that.
Let's be direct. Also, like, I feel like BJ Novak is a really good director because I've seen a couple things that Ashton Kutcher is in, and he is not a good actor. But like, I was feeling his performance in this movie.
He was
I
good
meant to
in this
mention that.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was what's the word? I'm not a star. He was the hidden gem in this movie. I guess that's
yes,
what
he
we're-
was.
Yes, he was. He was a hidden gem. He just seemed so like not methodical, but like
He was charismatic. It's like the
There we go.
things he was
Yeah.
saying is like, it's low key bullshit, but it makes sense.
right?
Like when he's talking
just
about,
like when he gave.
yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Are we about to say the same
No,
thing?
I'm saying like, oh no, say what you want to say.
Playlist.
Yeah, I was like, like everything he said, like you said, is like it's complete bullshit, but it makes sense. Like when he told that girl at the very beginning about, this is your stuff on record and everything like that. I was
Yeah.
like, that's deep. But then if you think about it, that's just bullshit. He just sing the song. Like,
And that
so
girl
he's very
could
profound.
that girl could not sing.
I didn't think so either. I thought she's all right, but enough for like after that speech he gave her, she was about to do some Whitney Houston, Jennifer Hudson type of stuff, and it wasn't that.
No, but then when he's talking about like you're a playlist person, and he was like, yeah, and he's like, once upon a time we used to pick our music, but music picks us. It's like we listen to these playlists and we don't even know who these people are. And I was like, that's true, because like I have a lot of music on my playlist. I can't even tell you what these motherfuckers look like.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
So it's like
Netflix requested for me to watch Mo. I didn't find that. So yes, that they was like, oh, he likes this, give him that, and Netflix they right.
But yeah, like god damn, I was just like, this is bullshit, but it sounds right. I get how you could just lure people in with that kind of stuff,
What they say with a false sense of security.
Yeah.
Would you want to see a movie with just him, or
no,
a whole movie with him is not good? You need to have a sprinkle of him.
Yeah. He worked best in like pieces. Like I don't know, like all the characters were really interesting. Like when he met up with that Mexican guy that was was he in the cartels or trying to get into the cartels?
I thought he was
wasn't.
in because he claimed that he killed Abilene.
But he also said he's letting people think that so that they don't make him kill somebody.
Right. So that's how he got in.
But I don't know. I felt like that was such an interesting character.
Yeah.
Like all that. And it's just like, this is the life that you live. And it's like, he likes Adele, but he can't go see Adele in Texas. He's got to go to the next state over to make sure nobody fucking notices him there and shit,
Right.
Like
there's a lot of real stuff in this movie.
Yeah, and also I really like how, like I said, like BJ Novak didn't care about this girl. He named his podcast "Dead White Girl."
I thought that was so shitty when he said that. I was like, I thought that was so shitty.
Right, but it's also like that. What's gonna that draws in a certain type of listener.
Right.
That title.
Right.
And it's just like so methodical. And like what was he talking about? About how like like the types of emotions, like to the type of motivators are all set in the future, but vengeance is something that you're doing because of something that happened in the past or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, there were just so many good little speeches in this movie.
Yes. Like what he said about how, like, right when he meets the brother and he talks to Issa Rae about, he's giving the pride, telling her about it. And the whole point about how vengeance is really just you want to be in charge. You want to be in control of something. You cannot accept the fact that this happened. So you create something in your mind so you can go out and feel like you're a part of it. You can't just accept the facts for what it is.
Right.
So you created a situation where it needs to be something else so I can do something about it.
Right.
There was one part that I wasn't sure about the movie.
Is it that argument on the parking lot of Whataburger?
No.
I hated that part.
No, what? You mean when he gets the brother punches him?
Yeah, and he told everybody, you know why the fucking coastal people hate you goddamn Midwesterners? I was like, bro, we don't need this.
Yeah, I didn't think that was necessary either. But also, like, when he's getting to know her brother at first and he makes the comment about Schindler's List and stuff.
Oh,
I thought that was unnecessary.
You didn't. I don't think he realized that he was Jewish. And so like I felt like the joke is also, you Jewish person, you look like you were in this movie about the Holocaust, Jewish person.
Right. But I just didn't think, like, I thought the characters did such a good job, like, in other scenes
Mm-hmm.
of being themselves and, like, being completely different to, what you would be used to in New York or whatever, like, I didn't think they needed that joke, really.
Okay. I will say another thing I didn't care for is that you hired Dove Cameron to be in your movie and you don't have her sing. What are we doing?
I was waiting for her to, like, break out into song at some point and just be like, "That's what I'm gonna be famous for," because she was just like, "I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be a famous celebrity. I don't know, like, what I'm gonna do to get there, but I wanna
Right.
be famous." So I'm like, "If the girl can sing, there's a producer in the town, like, a record producer in the town, like, can she discover that she has a voice?" And,
Right.
like, yeah.
Okay, so people like me, who is this person in real life?
She is a former Disney kid.
Hmm,
So she's been in newer stuff. Have you heard of The Descendants? Where like
I've heard of it.
they're the descendants of like Captain Hook and Cruella de Vil.
Hmm.
I think the Wicked Witch, not Wicked Witch, the one from Snow White. What's that witch's name? I think her I think that's her mom, right? Oh
Oh.
wait, have you seen those any of those movies, Rachel?
I
No?
have not, but I feel like I need
That's
to.
right. We actually talked about this in the car because we listened to
Yeah.
one of her songs and I was like, this is a shame. She is really talented. And like in those Descendant movies, they auto-tune everybody.
Oh, is that the one with Snow White? Is that the one that the movie Angelina Jolie played?
Yes.
Oh, Maleficent.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. That
That
no.
was
That
Sleeping
was
Beauty. Or
Angelina Jolie.
Uh,
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Charlize Theron. I apologize. Charlize Theron
oh,
was in
she
Snow White
was
and the
in the Snow
Huntsman.
White. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. One other little comment. If you're casually dating somebody, why are you taking all these pictures with them?
Because he probably don't care.
You can't be doing that shit if you out here.
Well, I'm saying, but the
Yeah.
thing is, he does not care. So, like
Oh,
the
I
simple
see.
fact that like he had pictures with them, like think about how he's saving their net numbers, their names in his phone. Texas, redhead, this. He does not care. So him going out being photo with this girl or this girl, he knows regardless of what the girl thinks, he knows he's just out here living his life. So him going on with the photo booths, taking it with this girl or doing this with it, he don't care. He's just moving how he moves.
That's a good
Now
point.
they are like just like on this one, she believed they were more than what he thought they were. So he doesn't care about that. Now, if he was on some sneaky leaks thing, then of course he'd be like, "Nah, I don't take pictures. I'm trying to appear that I'm solo and I don't want no evidence of me being with another girl." But he does not care. In his mind, he know how he's doing it, so it doesn't matter to him.
Fair enough.
Well, and I was wondering if she was the kind of girl who's like, I must document everything and take pictures of everything. And how many times can you say no, like, I don't want my picture taken with you, and then still, like, continue on with that person that night? Like,
That's a good point.
yeah.
Hmm. Well,
As as musical people who love musicals and things of that nature, do you guys think that she could sing?
I don't even remember her singing.
I remember a little bit. I thought
When he was
there
watching
was,
it on his laptop.
yeah. I didn't think there was enough of her singing to really tell.
I mean, for me, I could tell instantly that girl in the sound booth couldn't sing. I don't remember her singing, but I don't know. Like I was looking at her, I was like, I've never seen that woman a day in my life. And I looked at her IMDb, and I was like, oh, I've seen a couple of your movies.
Yeah, she is now they, I think, changed pronouns and
Oh,
names.
seriously? Okay, my bad. I didn't. You did some research.
No, I know her from other movies,
You know
and I
them.
or
Ooh.
them from other
Ooh.
movies. And I noticed in the credits that they had their name different than in past credits.
Okay. Okay.
Because they've
So what
been
is their name
in
now?
they've
Or
been
what
on
was
like America's Next Top Model. They were in
Oh,
Warm
wait, really?
Bodies. They were in Crazy Stupid Love. They
Yeah.
were in
Have you seen Two Night Stand?
Two Night Stand. Yep, I saw that.
no?
I really like that movie. She's like
I did too.
the female lead of that movie.
You said two
Yeah.
nightstands.
Yeah, with what's that little boy's name?
Miles Teller.
Yes. It's a fun little movie, and Kid Cudi's in it.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. But I just noticed that the name was different in the credits, and I forgot that had happened. So.
Wait, is this Leo Tipton? Who is this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah. What do you guys think the Rotten Tomatoes is on this movie? 137 reviews.
Something pretty high. I'll say above 60. Let's go 65.
I'm gonna go with 70.
79.
Oh
Oh,
wow. Okay.
With an 85% audience score.
Yeah,
nice.
it's a good movie overall. Yes.
Yeah. All right, trivia. During the movie, a character says that BJ Novak looks like a character that would have been in Schindler's List. I had no idea you were going to take umbrage with this bit, Rachel. I'm sorry. Of the following World War II movies, which was BJ Novak in? A. Pearl Harbor, B. Inglourious Bastards, C. Jojo Rabbit, or D. Captain America, the First Avenger?
I'm gonna go with B.
Okay. I'm gonna talk this out. You say Jojo Rabbit. I was like, that sounds like a kids cartoon movie. But I guess
It's no, it's Taika Waititi directed it. He may have won an Oscar. It's good. And also I want to preface Taika is Jewish. He plays Hitler. There are parts where it does make light of Nazis,
Yeah.
but it at the end of the day it still hits you with that gut punch of like all this is very fucked up. Because I remember you have not seen it, right, Rachel?
No, I haven't.
Right. So that's what Jojo Rabbit's about. But it's got like a lot of funny people, like Rebel Wilson's in it, and she's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll go with Pearl Harbor.
Ooh. So Rachel's right. He was in Inglourious Bastards.
Who was he in there? Because I've seen that recently.
That's the one with God damn it. What is have you seen it, Rachel?
I haven't seen
Have
it,
you seen
no.
any of these movies besides Captain America?
No, I don't think so, actually.
I've seen I've only not seen Pearl Harbor. But let's see. Inglourious Bastards. It's got Brad Pitt in it. It has, I'm trying to find this man. Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Yes, he's like that. The character he plays is like, you know, sometimes villains have some kind of redeeming qualities, and like you might not. Yeah, but him, no, he has none. It's like he's
absolutely none.
Like 100% villain. That throughout the whole movie, there's nothing to like about him.
Yeah, and it's like, this is a Quentin Tarantino movie, so like it's going to be not expletive. It's gory. It's got language, but the writing is so fucking good. Like there's a scene, Michael Fassbender's in this movie. Also, funny enough, Michael Myers. Did you say who is that, Rachel?
Oh no, I said that's right. That's right.
So there's a scene in a bar with Michael Fassbender and maybe Christoph Waltz. I can't remember who else is in that bar scene, but like that is like almost every scene where Christoph Waltz is in like edge of your seat. Like any wrong, like they're just surrounded by Nazis in this scene, and it's just like you're going to fucking die if you answer these questions wrong. Like
Questions wrong. Yeah.
like they're talking, and it's just like, all right, this conversation is going good. Like, y'all almost out. They gonna leave. Yeah, I'll leave it there. But yeah, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
even when it opens, like it's just so fucking intense. I'm not saying you should watch it, Rachel.
The milk and everything. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm not saying you should watch it. I'm just saying it's an intense movie. So for the trivia, I had to actually put most of this together myself because it's a little light on trivia. The only thing in IMDb is on an episode of Office Ladies podcast, BJ Novak said that he first got the idea for the film when he saw a poster for another film titled Vengeance at a film festival. He said that image was stuck in his head of a poster with the title Vengeance, but with his face on it. So, narcissist. But hey,
Right.
I ain't
Right.
mad at you. I ain't mad at
Just
you.
like his character.
This is the first movie that BJ Novak has directed. He's directed a lot of
Oh.
TV. And the last thing, which really surprised me, this movie was filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, not Texas.
Why the fuck actually, I do know why. Because once upon a time, Austin specifically, but mostly the state of Texas, was a really good place for filmmakers. Like that, they had like a lot of like tax incentives, and Robert Rodriguez got his start out there. And when they got a new governor, and he got rid of a lot of those incentives because he didn't like all those Hollywood people, injecting money into their state. Because, fuck California, goddamn blue state hippies, right?
Right.
Right. So I'm sure there's probably better tax incentives in New Mexico versus Texas. But all right, that was the show. It's a good one. You're always a great guest to, bounce stuff off of, Rachel. You are getting closer and closer to getting that golden ticket punch, your free sandwich.
I am.
So we gotta be a little bit more careful when we call you back. But
You know what? I joked earlier about how, before it was you and then that was me. But now I'm thinking about this. Maybe I need to be on the same train to not let her off. Because I start thinking, what if she chooses a musical? I won't like that.
Rachel.
So I was like, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe I need to join on you for betting her.
Hey, no. I have an idea of what she's gonna pick, because it's been something she's been asking me to watch for like a year now, and I've been like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Is it a musical?
It's not a musical.
No.
Okay, okay, then I'm fine.
Like we were hanging out one time, and like she was like, "Oh man, I can't remember what. Oh, you couldn't find where to stream it from, but I knew where it was streaming on, and I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to watch it.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be the movie she makes us watch. But
Okay.
Rachel, is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, just thanks for having me.
You don't want to plug, COVID tests and quarantine?
Oh, yes. Get tested.
Needlepoint and 3 bags on a fucking overnight trip.
I like to be prepared for any circumstances that come up.
How many pairs of shoes did you have?
Like 2 or 3, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I wasn't sure if it was gonna rain, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
See, I like to be prepared for any situation.
Thank you for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page. We used to talk about this at work. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod. Come back next week. Actually, no, not yet. So, this upcoming Wednesday.
Just say
what?
I was gonna say, just come back next week. You don't tell her what it is.
No, we letting them know, because this is gonna be so much goddamn work this coming week. They gonna know what we about to fucking bring to them. But no, this upcoming Wednesday is the latest Apple event, And I love movies, but I also love technology. So there's gonna be a bonus episode with my cousin Bree that should be dropping that night about our impressions and how much money we intend to spend on new Apple products. So look out for that bonus episode on Wednesday. Then next week we're going to do all 6 Jurassic movies with Liz from the Mother's Day episode. So that's gonna be a lot of work, and we've got 6 days to do it. So 6 days,
And
6 movies.
Good luck.
I haven't watched anyone now.
I haven't watched any of them either. I was like, man, I'm doing anything but my homework.
Exactly. And like always, I don't know if this was a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.